Sukhi Dighayuko Bhava. Piyanandabhidhana Yathiwara Pooja. The 80th birthday of a great son of the Buddha who is engaged in an immense worldwide religious mission for the advancement of the Sambuddha Sasana fell on the 29th of September 2023.
I recently wrote a book called Away from LA. It has a chapter second.
It was the birthday of the most venerable Aggamaha Pandita, Dr. Walpola Piyananda Nayaka Thera, the chief incumbent of the Palmankada Sri Maha Viharaya and Dharma Vijaya Buddhist Viharaya in Los Angeles, California, USA, and the chief Sangha of the United States, Tripitaka Visharada, Dhammamkirti Sri Saddharma Shiromani, Tripitaka Vagishwara Sri Saddharma Senapati, President of the California Sangha Sabha, and the most venerable Aggamaha Pandita, Dr. Walpola Piyananda Nayaka Thera. The venerable Thera has lived in America for more than half a century and is a great son of the Buddha who is engaged in a noble mission of spreading Buddhism throughout the world. Born in 1943 in the village of Walpola in Gaul, the Venerable Thera entered the monastic life at the age of 12 and from then on was known as Walpola Piyananda. Piyananda in Sinhala means Pahan Satuta.
ඔක්තෝබර් මාසේ 26 වෙනිදා උදේ 9:48ට මම පැවිදි කළා.
In 1967, the Venerable Walpola Piyananda Nayaka Thera obtained a Bachelor of Arts degree in Buddhist Studies from the University of Calcutta and left the island for foreign studies. Later, he obtained a Master of Arts degree in Pali from the University of Calcutta, India, and went to the United States for further studies. That was in the year 1976.
මට කෝල් කළා කිව්වා ඔයා නෝර්ත් වෙස්ටර්න් විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට ගිහිල්ලා එහි අධ්‍යාපනය කරන්න MA එකක් නැවත තුලනාත්මක ආගමින් කරන්න ක්‍රිස්තියානි බුද්ධ ආගම කියලා.
Later, the Venerable Walpola Piyananda Nayaka Thera obtained a Master of Arts degree in Comparative Religious Studies from the University of Chicago and a doctorate degree from the University of California in 1985. In addition, Dr. Walpola Piyananda Nayaka Thera was awarded an honorary doctorate from the University of Ruhuna and the title of Aggamaha Pandita by the Burmese government for his religious and educational services at home and abroad. Payananda Thera, a founding member of the California Buddhist Sangha, currently holds the title of the Chief Abbot of the United States.
උදාරතර සේවාවක් සිදු කිරීම සඳහා රත්නත්‍රයේ ආශිර්වාදක ලෝකපාලක දෙවියන්ගේ අනුග්‍රහය හේතුවෙන් නිරෝගී දීර්ඝායුෂී ඉන්ද්‍රිය කරමින් බොහෝ කාලයක් ගත කිරීම ක්‍රියා කරන
Among the great religious services carried out by the most venerable Aggamaha Pandita, Dr. Walpola Piyananda Thera. It was a noble service performed by Dr. Walpola Piyananda Thera.
පළමු වරට රතනසාර නායක හම්දුරුවයි පණ්ඩිලානන්ද හම්දුරුවයි මායි මෙහි මේ ධර්ම විජයම කාන්තාවක් ප්‍රසිද්ධිය අපි පැවිදි කළා බොහොම ඒකට විරෝධී ආවා අපේ දායකයන්ගෙන් සමහර හාමුදුරුවන්ගෙන් ඒක අපි බලන්න නැතුව අපි ඒක කළා. ඉන් අනතුරුව මාපලගම විප්ලවසාර හාමුදුරුවොත් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා 1996 සාරනාථවලට ගිහිල්ලා භික්ෂුණීන්ට උපසම්පදාව දෙන්න වැඩපිළිවෙල කළා. දැන් අවුරුදු 2කට සැරයක් මේ ධර්ම විජය අපේ විහාරයේදීම අපි ඒ උපසම්පදාව කාන්තාවන්ට දීලා තිනවා. දැන් මේ ස්ථානයේම දීපු අය ඉන්නවා භික්ෂුණීන්ලා 12 නමක් විතර ඇමරිකාවේ වැඩ කරනවා.
We will not have these bhikkhunis in Southern California to be ordained. That opportunity also is one of a kind for all of us. For all these, I will never forget that.
When the Venerable Thera first came to America, the only Theravada Buddhist temple was the Washington Buddhist Temple. But according to his instructions, more than 100 Theravada Buddhist temples have been established in several states in America today. This can be appreciated as the international services performed by Dr. Walpola Piyananda Nayaka Thera. One more thing should be remembered here. He also had a good friend who was a great strength in carrying out Buddhist communication activities throughout America. That was the incumbent of Attanagala Rajamaha Viharaya and the incumbent of the Houston Buddhist Viharaya in America, Dr. Pannila Sri Ananda Nayaka Thera.
මම මෙහාට ඇවිල්ලා ලංකාවේ කාණ්ඩායම එකතු කරගෙන පළමු විහාරය බීචුට් පන්සල අපි සල්ලියට අරගෙන ගත්තා. ඒ සඳහා මට උදව්වට තනියම ඉන්න බැරි නිසා තාම දක්ෂතාවයක් තියෙන මං කුඩා කාලේ ඉඳලම දන්න පන්නිල ආනන්ද හාමුදුරුවන්ට එන්න කියලා උන්වහන්සේ පළවෙනි බුදු පිළිමෙත් අරගෙන මෙහාට ඇවිල්ලා අපි බීචුට් පන්සල පටන් ගත්තා.
අපි උත්සාහයෙන් නම් මේ කටයුතු කරමින් ඒ වගේ ඉඳලා බෞද්ධ කමිටියක් ෆෝම් කරලා අපේ පියානන්ද හාමුදුරුවෝ ඉතාම මොදි මානන්තාව සමග කුළුපත්ව අර්ථයෙන් ධර්මයෙන් අනුශාසන කරමින් වයසට වැඩි සේවාවක් උන්වහන්සේ සිද්ධ කරමින් කාගේ සිද්ධායන කටයුතු කිරීම නිසා අපට පුළුවන් ලැබුණ ලොස්සන්නේ බෞද්ධ විහාරය ආරම්භ කිරීමට.
During his monastic life, we can mention the provision of scholarships to students studying in schools and universities with economic difficulties, providing assistance to difficult villages, building houses, and providing donations and service facilities during the tsunami and
අපේ සිංහල සංස්කෘතිය තාම හොඳ වුණත් බුද්ධ ආගමෙන් ඒක වෙන් කරලා බෞද්ධයාට බුද්ධ ආගම කියා දීමයි මගේ පරමාර්ථය.
He is also a great leader who has given the world many sons of the Buddha who are rich in high human qualities and education. Among them, the royal Pandita Sastrapati Walpola Siripiyaratana Thera, who is currently serving as the Viharadhikari of Pamankada Sri Mahavihara, can be mentioned. The young and active monk is following the path of the Viharadhipati Thera and is carrying out various religious services in the area as well as development activities of the temple. Among them, educational, academic, spiritual and community services can be mentioned by integrating the Sri Mahavihara with affiliated voluntary associations. The constant assistance to Buddhist temples by visiting Sri Lanka when needed by the monks outside Sri Lanka can also be mentioned as a noble service performed by the most venerable Dr. Walpola Piyananda Thera.
Credited to the Buddhism is coming from Sutta Nipayata, Karanyamita Sutta translation, their prayers. Dhammapada, some of verses, their prayers.
The Venerable Thera, even when he was living outside Sri Lanka, constantly helped Buddhist temples in Sri Lanka. It was a noble service performed by Dr. Walpola Piyananda Thera. Dr. Piyananda Nayaka Thera can be mentioned as a son of the Buddha who is still engaged in a worldwide religious mission for the advancement of the Sambuddha Sasana despite suffering. This is something that every Buddhist devotee who regularly visits the Pamankara Sri Maha Viharaya and the Dharma Vijaya Buddhist Viharaya in America can understand. Whether a Sri Lankan or a person of another race or religion needs help, they never hesitate to help immediately. Dr. Walpola Piyananda Nayaka Thera provides immediate solutions and provides accommodation and accommodation facilities. After returning to his homeland, he does not forget to visit his dear friends and relatives. This shows his close friendship. There are many books written by Dr. Walpola Piyananda Nayaka Thera. Among them are books written in Sinhala and English. In 2004, the book Saffron Days in LA, Tales of a Buddhist Monk in America can also be mentioned. Later, the book Saffron Days in LA, Tales of a Buddhist Monk in America was translated into Sinhala under the title Amerikave Kasavata. It also won the State Literary Award for the Best Translation. The book The Bodhi Tree Grows in LA was translated into Sinhala under the title Ransalu. The book Thus We Heard, Recollections of the Life of the Buddha was translated into Sinhala as Maharahatun Vadala Buddha Charitra. The book Away from LA was translated into Sinhala as Kasavatin Lubavata, and the book Sharing Buddhism in the Western World was translated into Sinhala as Batahirata Buddha Dhamma. Many of the books written by the Venerable Thera were translated by the eminent translator, artist, musician, filmmaker and university lecturer Mr. Bhadraji Mahinda Jayatilaka. Most Venerable Aggamaha Pandit Dr. Walpola Piyananda Nayaka Thera is a great Buddhist monk who, as the chief Sangha Nayaka of America, is engaged in the propagation of Buddhism in the United States and is committed to the perpetuation of the Sambuddha Sasana. For his 80th birthday, many religious programs were organized at the historic temple of Sri Mahavihara Pamankada from October 27, 2023 to November 3, 2023. Of particular note is the opening of the newly built almshouse and meditation hall. It was opened by former President Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksha and Most Venerable Itthapana Dhammalankara Thera. Subsequently, on the 29th of October 2023, the new meditation hall was opened by Prime Minister Mr. Dinesh Gunawardena and Venerable Monaravira Samadhi Kusala Thera. The official website of the temple, shrimahaviharaya.org, was opened to the internet by Most Venerable Dr. Walpola Piyananda Thera. This website was financially and creatively supported by Lakru Media Network Private Limited and Lakru International Radio Channel. Our Venerable Dr. Piyananda Thera, who leads a very busy monastic life, never forgets to contact Lakru International Radio and offer advice and guidance. At this time, we remember it with humility and respect as a channel that broadcasts Buddhist programs worldwide.
කතාබහට එකතු වෙන්නේ පාමංකඩ ශ්‍රීමා විහාරාධිපති, ලොස් ඇන්ජලිස් ධර්ම විජය බෞද්ධ විහාරයේ විහාරාධිපති, ඒ වගේම ඇමරිකාවේ ප්‍රධාන සංඝනායක අවසරයි අතිපූජ්‍ය අග්ගමහා පඬිත ආචාර්ය වල්පොල පියනන්ද නායක ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ. අවසරයි
බොහොමින් අපේ විජේවීර මැතිතුමනි, ඔබතුමාලගේ ලක්රු ජාත්‍යන්තර ඒ ආයතනය මගින් කරන සේවය තාම අගය කරනවා. ඒ ප්‍රධාන වශයෙන් අපේ ශාසනය නගා සිටීමට දැන් පුරා අවුරුදු 4කට වැඩි කාලයක් බොහොම මහන්සියෙන් ඕනකමින් යුතුව ඒ වගේම ඉතාම කිසිම ලාභ දෙයක් බලාපොරොත්තු නැතුව ඒ උගත් සහෝදරියක් මුල් කරගෙන මේ කටයුතු කිරීම ගැන අනුමෙන්ම
The service rendered by the Most Venerable Aggamaha Pandita Dr. Walpola Piyananda Thera during his monastic life is immeasurable, immortal. As you approach your 80th birthday, we wish you good health, physical and mental strength, courage and long life to continue to cultivate the religious field and engage in the mission of the Sambuddha Sasana. Happy birthday to our leader, Aggamaha Pandita Dr. Walpola Piyananda Thera. Sukhi Dighayuko Bhava. Piyanandabhidhana Yathiwara Pooja. This digital note is from the intimate communicator in cyberspace, Lakru International Radio.